What's going on? It's your dog Artman Boxing, and we're back with another boxing conversation. Oh man, hold on. Let's get this shit rolling. Yeah, man. Boxing Twitter, funniest shit ever. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was having a good time because that shit was funny, dude. Where my people at? Hold on. Let me drop the link in the chat. Man, I've been working all day. I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm trying to sit back and enjoy this fight and see what's cracking. See that man Rob Kaseko fight. I miss Ali's grandson doing that Twitter space. I can't believe I miss Ali's grandson. What's going on, brother D Hive?
Yeah, what's up? Sorry, the Twitter app kept dropping me, so I just gave up. I listened to most of it, but whenever I tried to talk, my Twitter app would close. But I listened to most of it, and yeah, let's not mention any names because I don't want the conflict to continue for you, obviously. But we have to sort of recall our experience with the whole situation, and I just want to address for the public some claims were made about me, because I didn't really get to I didn't get to like address everything because I was being screamed and called expletives and stuff like that, which is cool. But regarding the meme or whatever, it's funny because number one, that was a conversation with oh shit. That was an exchange with, with all due respect, people like Father of the Year. People that were anti-black racists, posting pictures of Wilder dead and falling off buildings. And then I simply said, well, you want to talk about that? This person couldn't even take a punch. Why aren't you talking about this? But of course,
they want black people to aim high.
Right. And the person who took that photo, who took the screenshot, which apparently is childish, but you're using a screenshot in your argument, that person only took that photo. They didn't screenshot what was being said about black people, which I thought it was funny that black people were using it against me. And the truth of the matter is I don't care. There are plenty. That's why when I mentioned the meme about Whitney Houston and how, it was a meme about joking about her death, how she died of drugs. I'm like, where were you guys? Oh, that doesn't matter, does it? Okay. Like, she was literally
Julius,
like,
no. My bad for cutting you off. Julius, how much did you hear?
I was up there the whole time. For some reason, it never gave me an option to be able to
request.
Yeah, because I was gonna try to request because I'm the person that has said something about the Diggs brothers, and what I said, it wasn't.
Please don't mention names.
Very respectful.
Don't mention names. Don't mention names.
Please, for the love of God, don't mention names.
All right. I made a comment about someone, and I was very respectful. And as a matter of fact, I got the Twitter. We was going back and forth, and it was very respectful. And I felt like we came to a conclusion on it. You know what I'm saying? That we're gonna support black folks, and we're gonna and black people need opportunities, and that's what we talked about. But my thing was, I never been up there for a long period of time, so I didn't know how it was gonna be, man. And it went
exactly how I expected.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. And
it was kind of cool. It was cool to me. It wasn't that bad because I'm used to people barking.
Yeah, I got you. But I thought it was gonna be like, I didn't know how many people were gonna be talking, and it just ended up looking to me like something that would be on TMZ or Media Takeout.
That's the point. Like, when he was explaining what the point is, that's part of the shock. That's part of the shock value.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be like that, and I tweeted it out, man. And I'm just gonna be real. Like, I could talk to your man Lefty. Me and him can talk all day boxing. I want to talk boxing with some of these people, but it was just a situation, man.
It went well for me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
It was gossip,
but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but see,
it wasn't.
But see, you got a chance to address them. So you got exactly what you wanted. You know, it went back and forth. And but what I'm saying is nothing got accomplished as far as, well, I think I take that back. It was some accomplishment that happened. I know for a fact that y'all ain't gonna be able to coexist on no level. You know what I'm saying?
and,
I
and
saw
that's
that.
and that's the saddest part, because I remember what was, of course I'm not gonna say any names, but the part where the instigating from non-black parties was being pointed out,
Yeah,
that's was the key takeaway. And
But
yeah.
everybody,
you didn't catch the part, D Hive, when I went off because I asked the dude in front of all those black people there.
Reparations.
I said, answer this question because he wanted to question me. I said, hold on, what's the question? I said, dude, check this out. Are you for reparations for Black American people or what? Dude started laughing. And I say, see this black folk? This is the guy that y'all let in y'all's face. This is the guy that y'all let talk for y'all. This nigga is an agent. Get him out of here. Never let him speak in y'all face. Because this guy is out here saying all this crazy shit. And he even support him with the fuck. He don't even think highly of you people.
none
Right,
of
He
them
don't
do.
think y'all people deserve anything.
right.
None.
So why the
And,
fuck are y'all even entertaining? And they all sat there with the stuck face like, yeah, nigga,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
And the funniest thing about the whole situation is the thing they were mad at me about wasn't even related to anything. I'm like, what? You're gonna check? I'm like, dude, go back to the conversation that got that screenshot from and screenshot all the horrible shit they were saying about African Americans. Oh, that don't matter though. Exactly. Exactly. And also, let me address this because this is important. The guy was talking about the black male. The
Hold on,
guy was talking.
Midwest. Before you start
Oh,
chopping it up, we ain't saying no names.
yeah, no names, please. Yeah, but the guy that was talking about the politician that killed himself in the DMV, because that's right when my app cut me off because I was talking. What I was trying to say was I posted that as a remark of my experience with my people in the DMV, because I've been able to travel all over this country, you know, moving, and my experience in the DMV, with all due respect, has been horrendous. And you can try to use my boxing Twitter as a representation of my character or whatever, but the fact of the matter is I literally help black people for a living. It's my job.
So do I.
And yeah, absolutely,
So
absolutely,
do I.
and yeah, absolutely. And none of the things that anyone was grilling me up there for had anything to do with black people. So really, I don't really care, because I
No,
asked
it
to
was
be.
just he say she say shit. But it was just
Well,
funny because they got what they wanted. I'm glad they had a good time and all
yeah,
that shit.
it was a screenshot about literally something unrelated to anything. So I'm like, congratulations. I shouldn't even be up here. Cool. But the thing about the DMV thing is like, that person lives here and represents constituents in this area, and his stress level was so high he took his own life, and especially because there were some things going on with his sexuality as a black man that he had to contend with. And we all know, in an area where there's, you know, with all due respect, a lot of black people, your sexual orientation can be a point of contention. And I'm not making that up. That's just what it is, especially when it comes to politics. And he took his own life. With all due respect, I
Who?
don't think it was a politician in Hyattsville,
The
Maryland,
mayor.
named
The mayor.
the mayor of Hyattsville, Maryland, named Kevin Ward. And
Oh,
unfortunately,
I thought y'all was talking about this other dude. This
no, no,
other
no,
dude.
no. And Kevin Ward, unfortunately, he took his own life. And I was saying that, yeah, I kind of
What, he was in the
understand.
closet?
Well, you know, it was alleged. There's no proof, but people, you know, it was written in an article, speculation. So there's no real proof. But I was just saying, you know, that was alleged there, and that can cause a high stress level, especially when your constituency is mostly black. But what I was saying was, based on my experience with my people in this area, it's been stressful. And this is a prime example. As opposed to talking about what I'm saying, if you live in that area, go talk to the local people, because they would be responsible for this ultimately. Those are the people he was representing. What does my commentary have to do with anything? And when I was cut off, they said that I was lying about something. I'm like, that's the thing. I don't have to lie to anybody. I'm nobody. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I do. You've never seen me before, and you're never going to at this rate. What do I have to lie about? I'm not like, with all due respect to the individuals that were there, none of y'all have any significant power to change my life in any way. So there's no fear factor. There is
Of
none.
course, but D Hive, it wasn't, to be honest, it's nothing that you should take super serious or anything like that. It was just what I looked from how I was looking at it. It was me just addressing situations that was just topics that we had on a social media app. While I use this shit to promote my brand, I love it. Keep on spinning.
Well,
I don't give a
I,
fuck.
I hate it, and the reason why I'm upset because there's a bigger theme in all this. Other parties, non-black parties, are allowed to instigate, have us at each other's throats to where we can't commercialize
But
anything.
that's what I'm saying. You should have listened to the whole thing because I shut that shit down. Julius, you heard me right?
Yeah, I mean, you address that person head on, and you also said, why are y'all allowing that person to pretty much, have the floor? You know what I'm saying? And why are y'all speaking up for him? Who was that? That was just on.
That
I
was
don't know.
Midwest.
Oh,
Oh
okay,
yeah, but
Midwest.
I
Yeah,
was telling dudes and I was telling like, why y'all speaking for this guy? What is up
yeah.
with this? And y'all see him laughing at the thought of y'all getting reparations? Boy,
Man,
yeah, we
let
different.
me
I'm
tell
not
you
like you
something, man.
niggas.
I gotta speak up about that because I've been trying to avoid saying anything about anybody because I deal with it. I be going on everybody's show, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. And but there was a couple, you know, there was that one guy right there that we talking about, man. That dude bring a whole element of stuff that it's almost like example because I was around and I was younger and I knew how the Biggie and Tupac situation happened. And I'm not talking about y'all being on that level of anything, but I'm talking about more so
Of the how the media was able to manipulate
yeah,
people.
how people are able to manipulate us as black people. And when us black people get mad, especially when we get mad at other black people, it become physical. It becomes this is gonna get violent. You
Yeah,
know, I
exactly.
feel
None.
you. I'm gonna put my hands on you. It ain't.
Yeah,
It was nothing about okay. We disagree with each other. You know what I'm saying? When black folks get mad at black folks, you see where it went tonight.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's
and
about
you see
I'll
the
come to
dude they came in there with
Minnesota.
the
I do
chest. I
this.
was
I
like,
do that.
hold on, man, what is
yeah,
all
and
this?
instantly it was death threats off the top, and I'm still
Yeah.
waiting on what I did. No one was like, oh, I have this, I have that. Yeah, I talked about the situation happening today. We're all talking about it right now.
And and again, and I let Midwest and everybody talk. I have checked out the I can say her name because I'm just talking about the show. Boxana show. I want to see more. Like all this thing came on. I can't even really, get into it about when you show and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody to get offended because I come on this show and now I can't do this and that. So, I just take a step back. But in the meantime, there are other people they laughing and joking. And like
Oh,
you say, Nika, she came, she bought some products from you, and y'all had a smooth relationship because it was a business relationship. And that's how it should be with us black people, not us sitting up there laughing at an art man joke to Nika joke to art man or violence or this or that. Like, and that's why I say, man, it should be smooth with us black folks, and it ain't, bro.
and,
On that particular platform tonight, that didn't accomplish nothing but showed a bunch of, and you know what I'm saying. And we could talk about things like Boxiana gonna go into law, and you know what I'm saying. A lot of positive, but everything was just straight negative.
and one thing I'm gonna say before I just let y'all have the floor for the most part. When I'm not going to say any names, of course, when this was being addressed, people were talking about how they have their real government names and they have their real photos and they really do this and da 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 da. Okay, that's cool. But half of the people that you claim that are talking for you and quote unquote on your side are in the same boat. They don't have their real names there. They don't have any photos. So using that as a metric of credibility, you need to hold everyone to that same standard. Like we were being talked about, like, oh, you guys are adults. Okay, cool. So let's take this. If you're in a court of law and you have two character witnesses, who do you think is more credible? Someone who's speaking like me, or another older person who's screaming expletives while asking you questions, calling you all kinds of homophobic slurs and stuff like that? Who do you think is a more bona fide witness? Hmm? So that's one thing. That's the only thing I had an issue with was they were talking about you guys need to behave better as adults. You guys, this and that and this, and I'm like, that's fine. You can tell us that. That's cool. But you also have to hold the people that you're not chastising. You have to hold everyone to the same standard. You can't be like you guys need to grow up while a person that's grown up, in your opinion, I guess, is screaming expletives, asking questions, and not letting anyone answer. So that's one thing I just took an offense to. I'm like, you're telling us that we should grow up and be better while simultaneously entertaining the word of which there was never any proof about anything of this individual. And again, the clip they showed about me over profile that I don't know may or may not be mine because it doesn't look like it. That's unrelated to this entire situation. That's how I can tell that it was just uncoordinated nonsense. They were just trying to look at about, well, see, look what you're talking about. And I'm like, cool. Did you go to the rest of the conversation when people were saying black people were crack babies and welfare and all that stuff? Oh, you missed that part? Ah, okay, cool. Go ahead and have a good time. Cool. Still didn't get anything. And it's fucked up too, because the same thing that happened, Midwest had the same grievance. Midwest had the same grievance. It was like, you said something. Well, where's the proof?
Man, she couldn't even give me a chance to talk. I was trying to tell the situation. She blocked me too, so I couldn't pull it up. It was on her page.
Yeah,
But my thing was like, it was around that time. Artman and Nike got into it, and I remember they was calling him gay and stuff on Twitter. And then like a week later, they got into it with a Ring IQ, and they did the same to him. Like I wasn't trying to jump in the beef. I think that's how they took it. Like I was trying to jump in the beef. But my question was like, dang, why every time y'all get into it with a dude, he got to be gay?
right.
Suddenly she came at me like reckless. I'm like, yeah, damn. And then she said what she said. And then like me and it was another dude on there. I think his name was Hamed on Twitter or something like that. He said, dang, it's wrong for you to talk about kids. She apologized for it. So I'm like, why is she like saying all this stuff like that? I'm like, unblock me. I can show you where you said it. When I try to look it up, all it shows is me replying and it says block, 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 block.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So, and what's even more discouraging is that all of these strangers, because they like to say, oh, well, you guys are just, dick riding and all this stuff. And I'm like, so what do you call all these people rallying around on these timelines and on these threads, spending weeks fighting for your honor, of which we don't even know was actually being insulted? Like, are they dick riders too? Are they all kinds of slurs too?
What's going on between you and Vivi? Why he always tweeting about you?
Me?
Both of y'all. Like what? How did beef start? Or was he just jumped in
Oh,
because of Nike beef?
I don't know. He has me blocked, so I blocked him. But basically, he just doesn't like the fact that I discovered who he was from Artman's page during the Wilder Fury buildup. He was a
Don't say his
racist.
name.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No names, people. During the Wilder Fury buildup, he was one of the single most racist people on this channel. And now all of a sudden he's trying to flip it like he's some kind of I don't know, some kind of a good guy. And it's like you do realize that the very person you're talking about has said all kinds of horrific things. But of course, with us, the metric is where's the proof. But with them, it's word is bond. And he used to be in live streams talking
But
this
check
stuff.
this out, though. I said it, bro. D Hive in front of all those black people there. I said, listen to this man. Hey, do you want reparations for black American people for the specific fucking mistreatment our people been through in hard labor, free labor?
And he
The nigga
laughed.
started laughing. And
Yeah,
I said, I told y'all, and I told all the black folks there, I said, hey, this is the guy that y'all let in y'all spaces. Y'all should never let him speak in y'all space ever. Because this nigga is an agent.
Hmm.
and that's
And
why he's mad at me because I pointed that out at one point, and then he got extra pissed off because again, what's his name, Father of the Year, pointed it out as well.
he said he
Oh,
didn't record it,
you
so
know
it's
the
kind of useless. I know. But
the
that's
Yeah,
all
craziest
good
thing, right?
because
You there was a brother that, and I can't remember his name.
don't
After
say it
Art
if you
Man
can.
asked him, Art Man asked him that question. There's a brother, or I'm not sure the sequence of events, but it's a brother that came on. He's like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, don't say no
Art
names.
Man, why don't you, oh my bad, sorry, bro. So Art Man, so why don't you like so and so?" It's like what, like. I'm looking. I'm like, what? I'm like, so. Like, why are you
And you see,
like?
and you
Are
see
you
the type of dude,
defending? Like, why are you speaking for this guy? Like, this is
and you see the
we are
type of, you see
grown
my type of
people on a
character. That's what I
platform, yo.
told him.
Like, I'm like,
I
we
shut
are
that shit down
grown
from the
folks right
jump.
here, yo. Facts, bro. I was just like, I was astounded. I was like, what? You're speaking for another individual, like,
Who's not black,
and he's like,
about
oh,
what a black guy thinks about that. And that's what I told him. I'm like, dude, hold on, nigga. You sound like an agent too, nigga. What the fuck? Don't be asking me this
it
shit.
was
one guy that was up there. I can't remember his name, but I follow him. I want to say he from the DMV as well. I want to say that he's a tall, big guy, and he called out that person y'all talking about. He called out. He said, you starting stuff. You know what I'm saying? That you keeping stuff going. I remember he said that, and he didn't, he started getting cut off, but
nobody
that was
listened to
really
him
the
because it was the
only
truth.
thing he said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
because
remember that.
it was the truth. And the thing is,
It is
the
the
truth is
truth because
embarrassing.
I don't follow none of them people from the other side. Whenever I see it's a post about them, it comes from that dude. That's where it comes from. I see.
Yeah.
That's right. He does tag
I told
everybody
you,
who
I said
dislike
he
each
an
other in the
agent.
same post. I'm
And
like,
what
man,
he does,
he
oh,
not
go
an
ahead.
agent. He a shit starter. He's one of those type of people who
I'm
likes
trying to tell
drama,
you, nigga.
so they try to
He's
stir
an
the pot all
agent,
the time
bro.
to keep drama going
yo,
up.
Because he the one
we
that brought up the pedophile thing with that other guy.
Y'all
And
want to
put
know?
out the
Y'all
That's
want
their
to know
pictures,
how
thing.
right?
black people
Bro,
fail?
oh man,
You want to know how black people
pedophiles and
fail?
stuff. Bro, go
Because they
download an
don't
app and
think.
go kill your pedophiles in your neighborhood. Then
You
you
want to
hate
know how
pedophiles
black
that
people
much.
fail? Because we automatically just assume that, oh no, we're not going to think like that. Like that person could possibly be an agent. No, nigga, think like that. He's an agent, man. Black folks be like, nah, there's ain't no way that can happen. No, nigga, that's how we fail because we think, oh, ain't no way that can happen. Yes, nigga, that can happen. That
But the
nigga's an
funny,
agent, bro.
it's like you can't like you're not able to identify what like racism is.
Yeah.
I would
no,
say like
they
it's like it
can.
doesn't exist anywhere else. Like you can't read between the lines or anything like that.
No, they
Like,
can.
come on,
They
man.
can. They were just hyper focused on getting this done, and everyone there was there to witness the spectacle. Because my whole thing earlier about this is that individuals who have something to gain from this financially, I completely understand why you're here, or whatever. But the thing about it is that you're doing all this, and what are you accomplishing? It's done nothing. If it was really that serious, say, hey, with all due respect, can you take this down, or can you not say this, not say that? And what's worse is that the dude that's the instigator, because a lot of these people had me. The reason why I knew the claims were bullshit about me is because a lot of these people had me blocked before any of this actually happened. So they were talking about, oh, what I said, and I'm like, oh, so people are just like, people that have me blocked are going around DMing other people stuff that I said, and it's not even about these people because no one showed me screenshots of where I was on the timeline. Like I was getting bitched at from one person, and I'm like, dude, I wasn't even around for the Felix Verdejo situation. What the hell are you talking about? Where was I? I didn't even know that happened. And as far as the incidents today, I didn't learn what was going on until this morning. But somehow I'm a grand architect? Like what? Like they had so little ammunition, they were grasping at straws.
I
But
know, and that's why I was having fun because I get it, Julius. You want it to be a protective space and this and that, but that's just not going to happen when we have.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's not going to happen when we have so many
It's
insides.
so crazy.
I
that,
agree.
Like I
But
follow art.
you got to look at it my angle, Julius.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really mind because y'all making my name spin more than the fucking fights that are announced, dude. And I have a product that I'm actually selling. Thank you.
Yeah.
Facts. Anyone that mentions you, Artman, and since I follow you, it comes on my timeline. My shit was blown up. I'm like, yo, I was scrolling for a whole time before I even found out Tom Brady fucking retired. I'm like, oh, Tom
Right.
Brady retired.
Right.
I'm like, oh. I'm like, yo, I'm just scrolling. Like, yo,
Niggas
they
like, all right,
just
Tom
like,
Brady's
yo,
retired, but let's talk
yeah,
about
like
Art Man.
people just talking crazy. I'm like, what? I'm like, ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, some people just want confusion, man. That's just how it's gonna be.
that late, I mean, that woman that was in whoever that was, that woman that was in that chat, that I'm not sure her ethnicity is from New York, whatever. She was extremely annoying, man, and
And I was
ignorant.
just
Like it
laughing,
was
like,
like
man.
It was horrible, man. Like it was extremely horrible. Like it was terrible. Just like
It's
while
exactly
she
what
was
I
talking,
expected.
like I was just like,
The fight, it was exactly what I expected. It was gonna be like chaos and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Me
I
too.
was,
yeah,
I
yeah,
knew I was just gonna get screamed at and called all kinds of expletives and nothing getting solved.
yeah,
Which, yeah, that's exactly
uh,
what happened. Because I
But you see,
asked,
I apologize.
yeah. But
yeah,
that was never gonna work. My thing, you never gonna win an argument with a woman. If we being honest and shit like that.
Duh, I knew that. I know that shit from home.
yeah. But my thing is though, after they went on that rant about after they did all the posting about our man's girlfriend, I figured we were done. Like you thought that he said something, you got revenge. Why are we still doing this? And then coming on just to do you think that threatening someone's life like makes you look hard or something? And,
I'm
and,
like,
and yeah, and the worst part of it is that do you understand that with everything that you tweeted thus far, that if you're going to take the bar, there's something that you have to pass. You have to pass like a there's a level of integrity you have to have. If we were to compile and document your tweets and send them to your bar association, this would be terrible. Like, luckily that the spaces that you talk in aren't recorded. But honestly, someone of that character representing other individuals in court, like, really, like it's
how
craziness.
you
And then you
representing
have,
somebody in court but telling them that I'm guilty, but you have no evidence?
and then what's worse?
he said Jamel, our man called you a coon. He called you a coon.
And then they
Our man
pulled
was
up
like,
the
yeah, he was like,
tweet.
yo, he's like, he told Sonny, he's like, yo, he's like, look at the tweet I sent you. He's like, huh? He's like, yo, look at the tweet I just sent you. The guy was like, wait, hold up. We may have to let Artman, we may have to agree with Artman on this one.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, all right, just say that. Well, fuck them.
It was crazy, man. Like,
Yeah,
but it
it
was the
was.
part was like she kept saying it though, like as much as like she kept like it was like she kept repeating and repeating and repeating it. It was ridiculous, man. I was like, yo, I was like, it was enjoyable. It was like, and it was, I was just like, yo, get her off of here, man. Like, she's a super annoying, dude. Like, yo,
Yeah, crazy.
like, what is she
I
talking
ain't never,
about,
I,
man?
I ain't never really had no problems with her. Like I had like a minor problem with the other one, but like I said, she apologized, so I never really held on to it and shit like that. But I just think like it was pointless, but it was very entertaining. It wasn't no good
Yeah,
entertainment from
it
boxing
was, it
coming
was, it
today
was.
any
And,
day. I mean, from especially this weak ass top rank card. So that
And
was all the entertainment we
yeah,
had
but
today.
that type of shit makes boxing look at us because it's like, hold on, we got a whole card out. You niggas is talking about a guy named Artman.
Yeah,
No,
that
real
shit
shit.
crazy, man.
Now
Like
you had sports writers on that on that
Yeah,
ESPN got a whole
yeah,
card going
sports
on, and
writers on
Jamel
that
Heron in
too.
the
So
chat.
yeah. Jamel
real
Harris
shit.
and Artman talking
professional
about that nigga named
boxers.
Artman.
And hey, I got to give it to MVO. He's Wendy Williams.
Right, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
good job.
he did good.
yeah, no, and the funny thing is they tried to say they tried to imply that I was denigrating chicken talk. I'm like, wasn't I on here earlier calling Lefty a genius?
Yep, and we all saluted Lefty in there. We
I'm
said,
like I'm like the thing is the issue isn't Lefty. The issue is some of the people that inhabit the space, as we've seen. And the crazy part is about this is that the accusers in this situation, they should be thoroughly embarrassed and pretty much outcast, but they're the ones that are going to be celebrated for all of that.
Yeah.
They that's why I was surprised when he said when he said I'm going to be talking. I'm like, what? How am I involved? And nobody could trace my involvement aside from Artman talking to me about the situation. I'm like, so let me get this right. You guys can go on all the live long day about us, but when we mention you to talk about things that happened on Twitter, we have to shut the fuck up. That's
I
not quite
told him,
how.
and that's what I told. I said, y'all need to cut that moral police shit out. Cut it out, please.
Yeah, like that's not how the internet works. That's not how the internet works. If you're gonna talk about people, then everyone gets talked about. Like, I don't understand. Like, people, like, she called me, homophobic slurs. She said I'm this, I'm that, I should die, I'm gonna kill you, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, that's great, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you're not accomplishing anything, and I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna be on Twitter tomorrow talking about, oh, you're affiliated with her, don't watch this, don't watch that. And she
Me
tried to
either.
make and she tried to make it seem like I was insulting her. I'm like, no, I told people how I discovered you. That's why when I talked about the live, no one, they're like, oh, we've been sharing video clips. So good, so you know what I'm talking about. So when I
Did
go ahead,
Robson fight already?
No, it's about to come on.
No, he about to fight.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
Shorty from
but
Texas was bugging, yo. Like straight up, yo. Like she don't even look like her profile pic, man. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like,
I was just trying to like.
what are you doing, man?
I just didn't understand. Like, nobody said anything negative, and she didn't even say we said anything negative. She just said don't talk about that situation in general. And I'm like, but
And
you
we
get
were
to
even
talk.
trying to talk about it.
But my thing is, you get to
Yeah.
talk about everybody unabated, but we can't say anything. That's not how the internet works.
And it's not even like you say anything factual. Like you're just like extremely disrespectful.
Yeah, and that's oh
Notice
It's
god,
like you go
Artman
like
wasn't
low
calling them
blow
out
after
their
low blow after
names.
low blow. Like
I wasn't calling nobody out their names, nothing like that. Besides, like the dudes that came in there with the chest out, like, I'm like, what was that about?
yeah. And what's worse is that the guys that they tried to talk about, they like came in out of nowhere. I'm like, we didn't say anything disrespectful.
Yeah,
And then
I told him, I was
and
like,
then
I didn't
Julius,
say nothing disrespectful.
yeah, and then
It ain't even should have been like that, really.
and then I tagged them with Julius. I'm like, yeah, Julius actually brought you up. I just said we discussed the situation. I'm like we so you basically you all are saying that we can't talk about our experiences on a social media site even though everyone else does just that. Like why are we alone getting censored compared to all the other accounts that are obvious trolls, obvious racists, especially obvious anti-black racists? All those people get a pass, but we have to stop talking in general. I'm just like, bro, like none of it makes sense and none of it's fucking productive. Like it's
he
just
struck a chord.
and you know what? That's why I say like I was talking earlier. I'm like Dante's Boxing Nation. He got the fuck out of America.
In Thailand, chilling, big.
All of his entrepreneurial success, all of his money, all of his cash flow is going to the people of fucking Thailand. Why do y'all think that is?
He opened up a hotel. Yeah.
He got a hotel, he got a restaurant, he got a massage parlor, he got a strip club, he got a golf course, he got all kinds of shit directly to the people of Thailand.
Because it's based on how they treat him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man.
And he got kids in the States too.
Yep. And he
boys that box. Yeah.
Yeah, one of his sons about to go pro.
Yep. Yeah.
But the toxicity was so high, he literally had to fucking leave. He couldn't take it no more. And this goes back to Kevin Ward, that mayor that killed himself. Shit like this.
Are you talking about Hyattsville, Maryland?
Yeah, because somebody got on my ass about that, talking about like I was insulting the DMV, which I wasn't. But I'm like, shit like this. Mm-hmm. How as a black man can you have the world against you in addition to your own people? You just gotta leave.
Nigga, how you think I was feeling?
Exactly, you just gotta leave. The pressure is too much.
Nigga, I ain't gonna kill myself. Hell no.
No, yeah, I ain't gonna
log out.
Yeah, like I can. And the funny thing is, I'm like, y'all. The funny thing is, I'm like, do y'all realize we could just delete our Twitter accounts and come back as other people and then do this again? Like y'all would never know who the fuck I was.
I would literally delete my page and come back as like a fake British page and just talk about British shit all day. It probably become one of the biggest British channels. You would never even know.
Literally,
you can even have the page that you have now and create other pages and create controversy. Like even on like how you choose to want to play the game. Like, come on now.
Exactly.
Like me, I can come back as a parody of this page and be full coon and watch how many followers I get. No, bro. That's what I'm honestly, bro. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about making another page, deleting this one, and going full coon. I'm gonna be as anti. No, for real, fuck it. I'm gonna be as anti-black as I possibly can, and watch me fit in with all of them. Watch me be their best fucking friend.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
Yeah, I think that lawsuit is kind of stupid. If you
for real, what I'm thinking about doing is making another page, being as anti-black as possible, and then I'm gonna go up there, request a speaking position, and then talk again. And I'll be like, "Wow, it was that easy. It was that easy." Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about it. I'm considering it. I'm not gonna do it because that's a lot of work and shit. But like, I'm considering it. Maybe if I have some downtime and I ain't working so fucking hard, then I might do it because I just to show them. Like, this is how y'all are.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I didn't know because I see the chicken talk and it's big now. You know what I'm saying? It's a respected page, but I never actually like I got on for a couple minutes at a time, like if they got somebody interviewing something like that, but I've never really sat through it. So I didn't know that it kind of get down like that. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is a lot of the people that were up there are people that I might send tweets to, during the day. That's the crazy part. Like, but I never hear them speak. You get what I'm saying? And the one thing that I was trying to request to speak was about the pedophilia talk. That's my only issue, man, is the pedophilia talk. And like we were saying that we want to keep kids, children, and things like that out of the way. Well, how about this pedophilia talk? Like, if you don't know a person has been convicted of something, the best thing to do is to not say nothing. But when you start talking and calling people pedophiles, that's low, man. That's low now. Now that's crazy.
Yeah, that's something that's really getting big over on the Twitter side, like the boxing
And
Twitter. Like,
and that's
like
that's stupid.
they call you any type of name with no type of proof and anything, and people would agree with it.
Right. That's real crazy.
Well, it depends on who you are, because like I said, someone else was accused by a woman of looking at photos of extremely young women, and everyone defended that person. Everyone said that woman was crazy, and that woman's opinion shouldn't matter because she has an OnlyFans account. Even though most of the people that this person shares also have OnlyFans accounts. So everyone got together and pounced on that woman and said, oh, she's stupid. She don't know what she's talking about. So it really depends on who you are. And that's what's even dumber because black people are cherry picking specific black people to not get along with and shielding others. Like, it's all stupid. That's why all the other ones sit in the background and laugh at us like, look at you fools. This is why you don't accomplish anything and you're all on welfare because you're all fighting each other. But
Yeah,
meanwhile,
I don't even tolerate them race.
Man, I saw that on Twitter. I didn't like that, man. I saw him talk to my are you a crack baby? Your mama's a crack
right.
Man,
yeah,
that's some racist shit right there.
It comes down to like you got black people to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm from the my grandparents from the Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? Or my parents are from the, you know what I mean, Puerto Rico, or so on and so forth, and that stuff like that. They try to attach themselves to another, you know what I mean, to another nationality and shit like that. Like it's just
Right.
ridiculous. You know what I mean? They kind of different. Like, nah, bro, you black, man. Like, nah, not black. You know what I mean? My grandmother was Puerto Rican. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, like what?
Yeah.
Like, what?
But
What are you talking about?
talking to
Man?
D-Hive like that,
dude,
that was
you
coming from a
represent
pure racist point. Like he was only calling you a crack baby because you're black.
exactly. I know, because and he has a Mexican flag in his bio, and you notice I didn't go off on Mexicans. I didn't say anything terrible about Mexicans. I was insulting him specifically. That's like when Polo. That's like when Polo says you're making fun of Mexican accents, and I was like, no, you're an idiot because there are plenty of Mexicans that speak fantastic English. You're just not one of them. I'm making fun of you specifically. You're the moron. Mexican people are fine. You're not a good representative of Mexican people.
Y'all always beefing you and Polo.
He's a moron, and it's not my fault. He's a moron. No, and he says I'm crazy. He says I'm anti-Mexican while palling around with people that are openly anti-black. So I'm you have nothing to say to me, dog.
That dude is just straight up racist, man. Like,
yeah,
but that's why I'm trying to tell people. I don't know why people lost in the sauce. I'm telling you, I'm like the reason why he goes so hard at me is because I'm just exposing him as a racist. Y'all didn't see that shit.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, and like I said, I wanted to be able to address some things, but I don't know. I think I probably would have got cut off. But
they would have just screamed at you.
It wasn't about really addressing
right. It wasn't that even that platform. So I just sat back and listened. But my thing is this, and I will always stick to this. How is it that we aren't just sitting together and supporting and like even the Diggs brother was talking about networking among each other. That's how you can make yourself big.
You want to
like
know why? You want to know why,
Julius?
You want to know why, Julius?
Jealousy.
Because some of these niggas is not FBA. and they don't have the same code and ethics as us, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. They don't even like the fact that I stand up and say I'm FBA or anything. They don't like that shit. Am I lying?
No,
Am I
Nah,
you're
lying?
not. You're
when
not
you asked
lying.
that dude that question, it was crazy how many people were just like, "What? Like, what do you like?" Nah, that's a
What when
legit question.
what
That question, like, man, I forget how
when I asked
you
about
had
the
the guy,
reparations?
yeah, and like how people like, "What are you like?" It was like our people. I'm like, that's a legit question. What are you talking about, dude? Like, how y'all like? Why y'all even saying anything in the first place?
Yeah, and
Like, shut up.
notice that the detractors, people who claim they black, was mad that I asked a question like that to a non-black person.
Mhm.
They see,
Right.
I'm like,
you see this here. That's why
And,
we can never coexist. And y'all get mad at me when I say, "Oh, this person is from here." Yeah, because this person being over there, they don't have the same mentality as my people. They don't want what's best for my people. So what are we having a conversation for? Yeah, may look the same, but we damn sure not thinking the same.
what's crazy is that you brought that up talking about networking, and I'm just sitting there like, do you realize that when it comes to productive networking, you're actively aiding and abetting that not happening by contributing to the nonsense? You're screaming at us talking about the importance of adulthood while other adults are screaming expletives like a kid on Xbox Live.
yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm not saying no swear words to none of them ladies. I'm just chilling.
Exactly. They're asking me questions, but because I make too much sense, they want to scream so I can't talk and then say, "Why aren't you talking?" I'm like, if you stop, I can answer your question and let you know where you're wrong. And they're like, "Oh, you're just lying."
My
And
dude said McAboo looked like shit.
oh, he looks horrible. I'm watching that fight. He looks horrible.
He does.
Oh, he looks like shit, bro. Like I'm watching it right now. He looks like garbage. But yeah, no, and and that's and that's just another thing. Like I'm trying to answer a question. She's like, I'm lying, and the thing about the lying is, I'm like, look, I tell people I don't have a following and I do not desire one. There are no repercussions for me. You're not going to do anything. And I wasn't saying that to make her feel powerless. I was talking about the uselessness of the situation. I could easily, like, there's no incentive for me to lie. You don't have enough power to where I should be afraid of any consequences. So if I was legitimately talking about you to be an asshole, I could be like, yeah, I said this and blah 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 blah. I could have been as rude as I could have been as rude as everyone else.
Beehive,
You're
you're too educated for your own good, nigga.
it's not
When you start talking shit and you start breaking shit down, they mind go blank, nigga.
it's
They
not
just
even
revert to go back to just saying "fuck you, nigga."
it's not even about education. It was more sort of showing the situation to everyone involved and showing you what you're participating in. Nothing
yeah,
happened and nothing's going to happen. And the worst part is the things that they're saying happen, they've all done the same amount or worse to other people. So all of this shit is pointless. Do you think when calling someone a homophobic slur, do you think that's the first time she's done that on that space? No, she's done that other places. Because like I said, I'm a subscriber to Trill. I watch every week. She's done that other places. So I'm just like, I'm just like, you're doing this, telling us we need to grow up, and look at the things that you've already done. No one called you an expletive. No one called you a name. And then they just like, oh, you lying, you taking the high road. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm still waiting to show me where I was on a thread somewhere. It never came up because it never happened. Both of those people involved had me blocked before today even came. So where could I have possibly addressed you?
Hmm.
Where could I have possibly addressed you? Y'all both had me blocked. So what did I say? Nah, you just lying. You just lying. I'm like, okay, fine, cool. I'll wait for the thread then. They have to pull up some shit from like November of last year and be like, see what he did? Who did that hurt? Nobody. Look at you making fun of women. Meanwhile, y'all spent an entire fucking 48 hours making fun of a woman. What are we talking about?
I know.
tell you, man,
You know,
it's an attack on masculinity, man, out here, man. People
and
ain't
yeah, and I,
people.
I I had wanted, like I said, man, I was just gonna touch on that. Like, I agree that all children should be off, and also, family members and non people, and then, you know, but I don't know, man, because I mean, if I ever get a chance, I get on, what I'm saying, one of them platform. I'm gonna address it with them. I'm just be honest. I'm a address because, like I say, man, us black folks gotta stick together because again, them cats sitting back laughing, you know what I'm saying? They tweet and make up stuff and then say, oh, yeah, look at them. Watch this. I'm going to send this. Watch how they react. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it happens.
Oh, sorry. And the sad part is, Julius, the thing about not knowing me, not knowing my face, not knowing what I look like, not knowing what I do. When I come across these people in my regular life, because what I do is kind of wide reaching, so I come across a lot of people in different situations. When I come across these people, I'm gonna go out of my way not to help them. That's how jaded I am with this whole situation. What you've done is you've permanently soured me. I'm gonna go out of my way not to help you. If we're in situations and we're in a business transaction or I'm doing something involving a legal department and your name is involved, I'm gonna go out of my way to make sure your life is as difficult as possible. And if I can't help you, I'm not going to. This was the case
here. Since nobody else want to say it, there is no way in hell that woman is taking the bar and she act the way she act. I can't believe it.
Absolutely
like I refuse to believe it.
And let me tell you,
Look. None of that has nothing to do with me or boxing, so I don't even care. What really matters is this shit. It's just funny, man. What y'all think about Robson winning tonight?
I think he's gonna stop. I think he's gonna stop him.
You think Xavier gonna stop Robson?
No, I think Robinson's gonna stop him.
Oh hell no, he can't punch.
Yeah, I think he's gonna stop him.
I don't think Robson's gonna stop shit, but I think it's gonna be close. I don't know. Like I picked Robson initially, but then I was thinking about how Top Rank basically feeds Robson Conceição to people. So I don't know, man. It's hard.
I seen the last guy on Showtime.
They just signed this guy.
He got dropped twice.
They showing Showtime highlights of this guy.
Yeah,
because
I watched that fight.
Oh, the Macaboo fight trash, man.
What's going on, Macaboo? He winning?
I haven't watched the majority of it because I was on that space trying to get my Twitter to work. But
Canelo can beat him.
Bruh,
I wouldn't be shocked if Macaboo lost. My man was a decent boxer. The South African southpaw that he fighting, I saw him when he beat up Eddie Chambers. I mean, that guy can fight a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But he's older now. You know what I mean?
And the last time they fought, Macaboo stopped him in the 11th, so it's only the 9th round right now. But
that's what I'm saying. He a different fighter than the time I saw him about 10 years ago beating up Eddie Chambers.
Yeah, but to answer your question, Art, man, bruh, hell yeah. Even you can watch his old fights where he was winning and knocking people out, and you can tell, Canelo gonna watch dude.
I only seen one fight from that dude.
I'm not. I wouldn't even buy that fight.
Kovalev fight. I thought he looked pretty decent in that fight.
I ain't about this motherfucker.
He did take a lot of blows in that fight.
Shit, I ain't spend my money on the motherfucker. What are you talking about? You know what the fuck I'm doing.
This dude that lost to Valdez.
Yeah.
I got Robinson stopping though.
I had Robinson winning by a close decision, but now I don't know.
He might lose.
Nah, I need to get Robinson
because just like in the
Valdez fight,
I need to get Robinson on the show.
He won that fight.
I disagree with you.
Hey, I need to get Robinson on the show. I'm gonna ask him how does it feel.
See, I would have to politely disagree.
Ray Robinson
off the second half.
He lost that Valdez fight. Man. He won that.
I don't. Well, I mean, I agree with Ben West that he let off the gas, but to be honest, with what I saw, I didn't give Valdez more than 4 rounds. To be quite honest,
I gave him the whole second half.
Damn.
And to me, I had it either a draw because the dude stopped throwing after like the 5th round. He stopped throwing punches, but so he stopped moving around. He was doing real good at his movement, real good at his jab. Second half, he stopped both them things. And that's why I couldn't get him around after the second half. I mean,
you talking about
you find someone that's on PEDs and that shit like that. Like his gas tank is on. Like Timothy Bradley said something on the ESPN Plus card that was actually I thought that was
Robson Conceição going into round 1. Just saying.
Yeah. He was like he was like he was like no one can beat
I said Conceição Martinez going into round 1 right now for all y'all that wants to know.
Yeah,
I'm looking at
it.
But go ahead. What was you saying, Jerome?
Now, Timothy Bradley was just saying he's like, in those circumstances, no one can be conditioned for that kind of fight.
Yeah, he was.
Wait, Tim Bradley
Bradley said
Tim Bradley's the one that came out and said, "I don't give a fuck. That nigga's on pads."
Yeah, he's like, yo, he needs to be knocked out. Valdez, he's talking about, yeah, like they went crazy on when Robinson fought Valdez, and then like on this card today, like they mentioned nothing about
Valdez.
Valdez popping or anything like that.
Well, I mean,
Absolutely not.
top rank.
Robinson let off the gas.
Bob
He
told
needs
them
to
they
do
better
so and
not do that.
so.
Yeah, he's a
like,
top
he
rank
ain't say
fighter. You can't
anything,
be
yo.
devaluing your merch like that.
Yeah, even Tiger Johnson, a silver medalist in the Olympics, like
Right.
to me, like it bothered me. It was like, oh, he's an Olympian and stuff like that. I'm like, no, he's a silver medalist, just like Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn
Right.
Davis, all those guys. Why are you not saying that on live broadcast and that stuff like that? Like
And,
you're kind of like diminishing the guy, just saying like he's an Olympian and that stuff like that.
and, hey, Jerome,
Like
let
he
me
just
say
went
this,
there.
bro.
Come on,
Let
man.
me say this, bro. The Macaboo fight, that looked just like Don King put that fight on inside of a bar. I ain't trying to be funny. It looked like a bar, man. It's real dark in there, and it just looked like he in a warehouse or something.
You know, Don King ain't play about his paper. He's like, I want all my money. I ain't
Jesus
finna
man.
I ain't finna get a stadium for you.
That's why they in Warren, Ohio.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he's-
Warren.
They're in
Okay,
Ohio. I
I
thought they
got
was in
you.
Africa.
They in a
Got
barn somewhere. He like,
Yeah,
I'm not
it
about
looked like
in Ohio.
You know what I'm saying?
he's like, I'm not finna rent a stadium out for you niggas. Y'all better get y'all sweaty ass in there and make me that goddamn money. I ain't playing with
He
this shit.
absolutely didn't. He went
Get your
old
nigga,
school, ballroom.
get your ass in there and make that money. I ain't spending no money on that shit.
This nigga Robson's swinging like he a fucking madman.
Yeah, he going wild right now. You better be careful for Xavier get inside on him. Because if Xavier get inside, start getting that body, it's over with. I'm tell you that right now. It's over.
Let me get back to the real fight here.
Yeah,
Robson look
McAboo.
like a black dude.
That's why he ain't getting no press. They don't give a fuck about Robson.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you about Robinson. Robinson need to be active in this fight. He don't need to try to rely on a jab. He need to come forward because I'm looking at Martinez coming forward. They're gonna score every round. Martinez come forward. They're gonna score for Martinez.
Yeah, I honestly at first I picked Robson by split decision, but then when I was talking to Crowd and MBO today, I was like, yeah, I think Robson gonna need a knockout to probably get this one.
Yeah,
You said
they
they
lost that
suspended
first
Speed?
round.
Because they use Robson as a sacrifice already. So why would they try to build him using an undefeated fighter they just signed?
Right, because every time Robinson fight, you got to talk about Valdez and the PD situation. And look, I expect them if Robinson lose, they're gonna release him. You know what I'm saying?
I think they're gonna use him as a feeder. I think they're gonna keep feeding him the motherfucker.
I kind of don't, D-Hive. I think they're gonna release him because I don't feel that they want to continue to talk about Valdez and the PDs and
They're not even
did
talking
they do
about
him
it though.
wrong? Huh?
They ain't talk about the whole broadcast.
Yeah, they didn't.
They put all responsibility
but the media
on
have been
Robinson
talking
and
about it.
stuff like
You
that.
get what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I'm saying
exactly.
on the excuse me, not the media, but on social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll be with PBC later this year.
Nah, he better take his ass to the zone with his no punching ass. You can't even PBC. Getting fucking 50% knockout ratio. Better get your ass over there to Europe, nigga.
fight some domestic fights.
Yeah, bro, he ain't gonna survive over there. He can't even punch. The hell? That's like when people talking about Teofimo fighting Barbosa. Like, oh, Teofimo might get knocked out. I'm like, Barbosa can't punch. Look how many knockouts he can't punch. That's why he
better
beat
not get
Teofimo.
knocked out.
Hey, D-Hive, what's the saying?
Over if you get knocked out.
Hey, what did they say? Lopez had air in his lungs.
All right, Teofimo had oxygen in his lungs, so therefore,
I was like,
Ain't
me
that
too.
where it's supposed to be?
It shows you how dumb people are because they can just say anything like that, and they'll just go for it.
So if Charlo lose to Canelo, I swear to God, I'd be like, listen, the thing is that see what happened was Charlo had saliva in his mouth. So honestly, the whole fight should have been canceled. It was bullshit from the jump. To keep it real.
Okay,
like,
Robinson's getting off a little bit now.
Yeah, he's getting that right hand active. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, see, Charlo has saliva in his mouth. And see, if his mouth was dry, we wouldn't even be talking right now. Canelo would got knocked out first round, 30 seconds. But because he had that saliva, You can't be having saliva in your mouth. That shit, that's crazy. That was such bullshit. But of course, what are black folks talking about? Talking about what the fuck
Yeah,
our man talking about.
yeah.
Literally, and it's funny because if you go on Grand Wizard Twitter, like you go on the Grand Wizard side of boxing Twitter, they're over there justifying why Lomachenko should have the fight. They're talking about why Ryan Garcia could have the fight. They're literally moving the public perception of boxing. And what are niggas doing? Talking about fucking nothing.
Fact.
But
Talking about
meanwhile, I'm
absolutely
talking about
fucking
the shit.
nothing. Yeah, and they getting on your ass, and all you trying to do is
I
they getting on
posted
me and
something
you.
about Keyshawn Davis today, and black folks didn't even repost it, but Keyshawn Davis reposted it.
Facts.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
said Keyshawn Davis needs to be moved like Lomachenko.
Yeah, and I said the same, and it's funny because I said the same shit about Shakur. Nobody listened to me. I said, how come Shakur didn't get advanced title shot placement like Lomachenko did, considering he's famous for his Olympic pedigree, just like Lomachenko is, despite not winning 2 gold medals. But people saw him. People were talking about Shakur going to be Mayweather before he even came to the pros, bro. So I was like, cool, then move him like you did Lomachenko. People were like, nah, he would, nah, like nobody want to listen. And I know Midwest said that he will probably lose in the first fight because of Lomachenko's amateur experience and the number of fights he's had, and that's the okay opinion to have. All I'm saying is give him the opportunity, put him in the same position so we can see. Because Lomachenko lost his second pro fight too, so I'm just like,
Put Lomachenko in there, Keyshawn Davis.
ooh shit, yeah, see some shit like that, boy.
Yeah.
They don't do all that.
Keyshawn Davis tap that liver.
And especially because Lomachenko's he fights southpaw. Am I right?
There's a reason why Richard Coleman was tired, knocked down.
But he fights orthodox.
Issue.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he just switches a lot. So I don't watch Lomachenko's fights that much. I see so many fucking highlights of them talking about his Jesus Christ and boxing gloves that I pretty much got the gist of it. Yeah, only fights I watch. Like I watch. Don't get me wrong. I watch Lomachenko versus Linares. I watch Campbell. I watch Comey. I watch Salido. I watch Gary Russell. I watch Tiafimo. But I haven't watched all of them because I haven't been doing that much. Like the Rigondeaux fight I saw because it didn't last that long. The Walters fight I saw because it didn't last that long. But like the Jason Sosa fight, I didn't watch that shit. Who the fuck is Jason Sosa? Like who the fuck? And Anthony Crolla? Like who the fuck is Anthony Crolla?
Top Rank put a post up not too long ago, like with him and Marvin Hagler, like a whole bunch of old fighters and that stuff like that. And it's like, which fighter,
should we dedicate Monday to?
Yeah, like some crazy shit. I'm like,
the niggas is like, what?
Huh?
And niggas like, whoa, what? What are you talking
And they
about?
had him in the middle too, like
next to Hagler and shit. Niggas like, bro, if you don't get the fuck on,
like, come on, dog. Like,
Top Rank funny as hell though. I know they be watching all those tweets that I be posting about them when I be speaking bullshit. I be tagging But I wasn't bullshitting with that Keyshawn Davis post. I literally tagged him. I was like, yo, and he reposted it, so they have to see it because this is their
What
fight.
weight division he in?
35.
Keyshawn Davis is ready to fight Devin Haney. He's ready to fight anybody at lightweight. Right. He doesn't need, to me, he doesn't need 10 more fights. If you want to give him 1 or 2 more fights, okay, give it to him. But he's ready to challenge the best at lightweight.
Right now.
Right now. And I just know like Frank Martin. They ready now.
Because he reposted that tweet. Because I said that man needs a title shot right now. Fuck it.
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah, Keyshawn ready to, anybody at 135, your ass ain't safe. And it's funny because as soon as anybody at Top Rank disrespect Bob Arum, they're going to feed your ass. He's like, oh, you know what?
He mentioned like on he said something like his next fight, the guy's like 18-1 or something like that, 19-1.
Yeah, somebody at Top Rank might have been talking that shit. And then Arum said, oh, okay, you gonna fight Keyshawn next? He's like, wait, what?
Hey, well, that's cool.
What if you like the next fight should be Keyshawn Davis versus Teofimo Lopez? at 140. I just think it's a good fight, and these fighters deserve the opportunities to fight a former champion. And then he gonna start talking that shit because that lawsuit pending.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you bet, those fighters better get it in right now while that lawsuit is live and active.
I
man.
know that. I feel like that's why Keyshawn Davis reposted my tweet, because it's like, bro, you right now we in a position where nigga that black folks are saying shit. They saying, man, you should give me an opportunity. So, Massa, I think you should give me an opportunity right now.
And Rashidi Ellis better speak the hell up.
Oh, he hurt him.
Man.
He hurt.
Man, I'm gonna see if I can get Rashidi Ellis on this channel. I want to ask him some questions.
His ass is in Negro. His ass is in Negroid storage.
Yeah,
hey, Robinson almost went there. He could barely sit down, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He got rocked.
Yeah,
man. Nigga can't punch.
He got rocked.
Yeah, he got hurt bad.
Robson is some deep shit.
We might not see that jab the whole next round.
Yeah, he in some deep shit right now. He wiggling and wobbling because he keeps trying to work on the inside, not understanding Xavier can actually punch.
Yeah,
he better back up some, get on that jab, focus on the straight rights, and when Xavier darts in, he need to shoot the uppercut. He trying to work.
He needs his boxing ability, man. Like,
and also, Robinson is not a loose fighter. He fight real tight, and you know what I'm saying. Like he ain't got no type of flexibility about himself. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't fluid. Like he's not fluid. He's too mechanical. So a fighter that can get some angles, they'll beat him up all night.
He got caught with that left hook.
I can tell the way he blinked.
Yeah, he got hit with some shit right there. He said, "Oh shit!"
Hit him on that temple.
Yeah, that's when when your GPS goes recalculating. That was
right.
That was that nigga's brain. He was like, "Oh shit!"
No doubt.
He trying to shake it off, just starting around. He like, "Oh fuck, all right." Shit, I don't know why.
I could be wrong. I thought he was gonna come in with a vengeance because of what happened last time. But
I don't know why Xavier is waiting on him. Xavier trying to box him. Like, bro, did you not see he was fucking moonwalking like Michael Jackson? Get on his ass.
Yeah, jump on him.
Yeah, he over here individual jabs backing up. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Now Xavier ain't no real big puncher, but when you get somebody hurt, man, you got to go at him. Instead, now he getting outboxed this round. Yeah, staying on the outside.
He can punch you. He can punch harder than Robinson.
Yeah, they said the last his last 7 out of 10 opponents he knocked out. So they advertising him like he a big puncher.
He won't doing that at PBC in the big fights against Marrero.
That's one
he lost that fight.
Oh yeah, man.
He just know when to place the punches.
That was a good jab.
Now Robinson coming back.
Yeah, Robinson winning this round. I think. I don't know what Robinson the scorecard gonna say.
Pushed him. Oh shit! He punched it through Robinson guard. Okay. So is this the type of fight that old buddy would want it at 1 round?
Wait, what you talking about?
You know that guy who said he liked certain type of fights from Dominicans or whatever to be 1 round.
Oh well, right. Well, I mean, he said specifically Colombians and Cubans. I mean, no, Dominicans and Cubans.
Yeah.
What is Robson?
Robson's Brazilian.
I agree with. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I don't like.
You think so? How about
like
Puerto
Rico?
But here's the thing, though. There hasn't been a lot of great Dominican fighters. The last real good Dominican fighter was Joan Guzman, but they baseball players.
You know why? They can't take punches.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's what a Dominican dude told me today. No, yesterday. He was like, "Yeah, I mean, we get some good baseball players." I'm like, "Nigga, baseball,
right?
We talking about boxing."
Yeah, they cut your head too.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say Cubans could take a shot, but as far as the Dominican, the Dominican chin, I haven't.
They can't take punches.
Now now look, he's wrong about Cuban. Now it depends on what Cuban he's talking about.
Nah, for the most part,
Yeah,
all
they can
Cubans
take
can take a
punches.
shot. Yeah,
Cubans are good. I ain't gonna lie.
like
Cubans are
look
good.
at
They just boring as shit.
look at fucking Casamayor. That nigga took a lot of punishment.
Yes, sir. Joe Casamayor. Yeah,
He had a head like a Lego.
yeah. and he would headbutt. He was dirty too. Now.
Yeah, I always say like
I
even it
don't
doesn't
care.
matter.
I don't
It
mind.
doesn't matter what race you are. If the back of your head is like flat, you hard to knock out. Like you crazy as hell. Like you know, like if the, like one thing I know is like Stanionis. You see how Stanionis the back of his head is flat? There ain't nobody knocking that nigga out. Like real shit. Ain't nobody knocking that dude out, bro. Like you have to stop him to the body. Like
You
Triple
got
G.
him
Look
on
at
the
the back of his
temple.
head.
You got him on the temple.
Ah shit, sometimes that don't even work. Look at Triple G. Triple G been hit more than a motherfucker. He ain't never going nowhere.
Yeah, you're right. When Jeremy
Yeah,
taking him to the body, he start
Sure did.
backpedaling around the ring.
he start
Jesus
crumbling.
Christ.
Exactly. You gotta hit that body. Because the back,
Yep.
I'm telling you, if you look at his haircut, the back of that head is flat. And shit, man. It's like motherfucker he don't even be moving his head. He be getting clocked and be like, all right, that's it. Like I remember me and Artman talk about this shit all the time. I remember in the first Canelo fight when Canelo cocked back and hit him with the hardest right hand from hell. Triple G was like, nigga, that's it? What the hell you gonna do? And then Canelo was like, oh shit. That's why in the second
And right
fight,
then and there, that's when Reynoso knew he had to get that man that steak.
yeah, that's why in the second fight, if you listen to Reynoso's corner advice and they translate it, they go, look, bro, stop trying to knock him out, okay? It's not gonna happen. What you gotta do is just keep on the jab, keep forward pressure, and just try to outbox him. You're not gonna stop him. So stop trying that shit. Get over it. And they're gonna go, all right, man.
There's a Canelo actually did something that was smart, like licensing wise. So when he has the brand No Boxing, No Life,
Right.
he has that for any sport. No one else can put like no volleyball, no life, no baseball, no life. That's all his. Like when I researched that and I found that out, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like it was.
Well, he stole it
can't
from
even-
all his life.
Yeah. But you can't even touch that.
Macaboo
Macabre won.
They're gonna be
Yeah.
showing Macaboo highlights all week. Look at how Macaboo outboxed this fucking guy he knocked out before.
So
Yeah.
he did knock him out.
No, it was a decision, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a garbage fight.
Terrible. Two sweaty motherfuckers in the backyard.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the crazy thing is, man, is that you can cherry pick moving up in weight. You know what I'm saying? Like
You know it's a cherry pick when the
that's a
guy is your favorite to win by knockout. You
right.
started at 140.
47, right. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you started at he actually started at 140. So let's get
Right.
that
That's true.
Because the thing is, whenever you're talking about him moving up in weight, people change when he started. Like, oh, he started at 154. Oh, he started at 147. Oh no, he started at middleweight. No, the motherfucker started at 140.
He started at 40. That's right.
He started at 140. And now he's going.
Right.
He's going to cruiserweight as the dominant favorite.
Yeah, and
knockout.
And look, the one thing people don't like to talk about them PEDs, but my thing is this right here: a man go up to 200 pounds, and and he got energy. Not that he can punch. Look, you might can have punch placement and knock somebody out, bigger guy with a body shot or this or that. But how your endurance go up is better, and you 40 pounds over your fighting weight, and you got better endurance. How that happen?
Just like Tyson Fury, weirdly enough, man does nothing but gain weight, unlimited stamina. Weird. Weird coincidence.
Someone's telling me he gonna come into this white fight heavier than he was the third fight. If people just gonna say it's strategy. To be honest, I just think the motherfucker not in the gym that much. I think he just getting fatter and fatter.
Yeah, just getting fatter and taking drugs, dude.
I think
he was
he's.
on drugs in that Wilder versus Fury 3 fight, dude.
To be
I
honest,
think he's. I think he's.
I think he on coke again. Just the videos he was putting out last week. It
Dude,
just
Vinny
seems
Paz, a
weird to me.
legend, came out. I don't know what will make him possess. What will possess this man to do this? Come out and says, "Yes, I know exactly what Tyson Fury is taking. He is taking HGH. Yes, I know the people who he's fucking with. I know these niggas personally. This nigga is on that shit too."
You said that for the third Wilder fight, right?
He said that after the second Wilder fight.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, this is a nigga who's a boxing legend. They got a movie about this.
You think he
Yeah,
gonna fight?
he
You
had
think
that
he gonna
Errol
beat White?
Spence experience.
Yep, had an Errol Spence experience based then, just
Yeah,
like that.
and
And people
it was
just
worse for him. Like he
and
had
you
the
know what
whole
people
neck
did?
brace and
They
shit.
just never minded. They didn't even try to say, "Oh nigga, you're a dumbass." They just act like he didn't even say anything.
Yeah, it was the same thing it was a guy from Top Rank that had sexual assault charges about him. They're not reporting on that, but the whole Rolly thing, like
That whole shit was, and especially with Holyfield too.
what?
Holyfield tells the world, "Yeah, nigga, I know what they're talking about, nigga. I feel like somebody did the same shit to me." Oh no, Holyfield he's just punch drunk.
But did you hear what Artman said though? Did you hear what he said though? Fucking boxing world falling apart at the seams. Black people getting fucked over wherever. But man, we gotta do something about this Artman. The fuck?
Who y'all think gonna win that White versus Fury fight?
And Fury gonna win, bro. Fury's like,
Especially if Fury gonna come in at like 300 pounds with the same
Fury
average
stop
sport
him.
gloves. He probably gonna kill this nigga.
yeah, well, Fury. I'm just saying, like politically speaking, Fury's like Canelo. You gotta knock him out to actually beat him.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no decision unless you sleep him.
Yeah, I
You don't
think
even get
that
a knockout. You're not even getting a knockout from him.
yeah, I think that White is
I think White can knock him out.
I think that White is a halfway awful fighter, but he do got a tricky style though, where he could be dangerous in spots against Fury. Like Fury should beat him, but the one reason why I give White even a little bit of time is because
he's awkward.
he's awkward and because Fury isn't no one punch knockout guy. Although White got one of the weakest chins in boxing now.
Real shit.
See, I can't say he got the weakest chin.
Fury got
My
power
thing
now.
for White
he has power now, bro.
Yeah, but
He
not
has
that type of
power
power.
because
If
he's
you
wearing
watch
the
Dillian White
Pepsi
fight, to
And
knock
they're gonna
Dillian
be
White
in
out, you gotta
and
have
they're
a
gonna be in
great
England too.
uppercut.
Oh
You gotta
yeah, he
have a
do
great
got a good
uppercut to knock out
uppercut.
Wilder.
No doubt. I give you
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
He got a good uppercut.
But it's funny, y'all said
Dillian White
Dylan.
only get knocked out by uppercuts, and I don't think Fury has a good enough uppercut to knock him out.
Fury
And
has that
another thing about
headlock
White,
uppercut.
Yeah,
He put you in a headlock and then he uppercut you.
he gonna hit you. He gonna hit him with
White
that
is-
Cunningham.
Yeah.
White is a good fighter on the inside, so Fury might have to get on his bike this fight because if he on the inside, he can get put down.
But one thing about it though, I really don't want to see Dillian White win, and we have to hear all this talk now about from Eddie Hearn and
Wilder ducked Dillian White for years. This is exactly why Wilder.
Yes.
But you know what? You know what? Since Wilder's number one for the WBC, if White fuck around and win this bullshit, I'm calling for Fury. I mean, fucking Fury. I'm calling for Wilder versus White ASAP.
Oh yeah.
ASAP.
Wilder gonna knock him out within 2 rounds.
ASAP, Rocky. I want that fight so bad. I'm like, hey, Dillian White, you talking all that shit about how Wilder's a pussy? You can fight him now. Well, what's good? I guarantee he's gonna be like, nah, man. I'm gonna do some other stuff, man. I want to try to get my AJ revenge and all that bullshit.
Exactly. Wilder's nobody. He got 53 times, man.
He's a bum. But now, White better go ahead and take that shit, nigga. Especially if you win this bullshit.
I see the post of motherfucker. They said Povetkin basically choking on a cigarette, pulling it so hard after reading that Tyson Fury is about to get $32 million for knocking out White.
Yeah, Povetkin didn't get shit.
He didn't get shit for already doing that shit now.
Like, he probably.
You know what's crazy? I don't even think he getting $32 million. I think they lying on that.
Nigga, that's a whole lot of money that's being washed. If that's the case, I'm gonna keep it 100.
But my thing is,
Where the fuck Frank get that money from?
That's what I was saying.
MTK.
That Top
know
Rank
what,
put up
bro?
some money,
Hakeem, where
and
do you think he got this
MTK
shit
can
from?
put up money.
It's
Frank
D-
Warren
What?
didn't put up a dime.
Who
It's
do you think
Daniel
he
DK,
got
bro.
money, dude?
Frank
The
Warren
Irish
don't
mob
get money
boss.
like that.
It's
Right.
DK.
I didn't think of
Daniel
that. I didn't think of
Canahan.
that.
MTK and Top Rank.
Don't you know MTK is Probellum?
Yeah.
I've been saying that. The way they move, they
That's
look alike.
Probellum,
I've been
bro.
saying that.
They're
No, it's the
funneling
same.
their money through. So they talking about Richard Schaefer and all that stuff. No,
No,
that's Daniel
Probellum.
Canahan.
Yeah, that's why I call Midwest. You never heard me call Probellum MTK Junior?
That's always been my suspicion. I'm like, that's the same company.
We talked about that, Midwest.
Bro,
Midwest.
it's paperwork out there. Like they're being sued in Dubai, all that stuff in California.
They trying to
From
they trying to clean up
from
the act.
Heredia, all that stuff like that.
The
And Golden
dude
Boy
is
is
literally
affiliated,
banned from the
and
country.
Golden Boy is in that lawsuit with Daniel Canahan.
But Midwest, when you were on the live talking about the Ugas situation, I said that Stanionis is rep by Probellum. That's why they had that step aside bread, because it's MTK Junior. That's why they were even in position to fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, that's why they were even in position to fuck up the Spence fight, because they had pull.
Art-Man, I gotta ask you this question, bro. Cause funny, man. It keep coming across my timeline on phone, man. Who was the cat with you, man, on your rap video?
Huh?
I said, who was the cat with you on your rap video, man?
Oh, the one that was in the background?
Yeah.
That's he's actually one of my clients now. He actually has a lot of shit going on. He breeds dogs and got his own clothing line.
Okay.
And he doing his thing with the real estate as well. He's actually one of my clients now.
Gotcha. So y'all was in downtown Minnesota?
No, that was in
St. Paul.
That
looked like Texas.
That was in Texas.
Texas. Gotcha.
Yeah. It was in Arlington, Texas.
Arlington, Texas. Okay. It's crazy, man.
Back in 2014.
So they bringing up stuff from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And nobody addressed that. That was all fun and games.
Wow.
But I don't care because it's not like embarrassing to me. I ain't hiding it. It's still
that's the foolishness of it all. I'm like, this isn't. Yeah, it's him trying to make a rap video. Max Kellerman did the same thing, but y'all weren't talking about any of that.
Name one black person in their teams that wasn't trying to fucking rap.
Everybody, I think, grew up wanting to be a rapper.
Duh, the fuck.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not rapping right now, am I?
Right.
I could help my career though, because look how y'all promoting the hell out that shit.
Right. It's just sad, bro. It's sad, and like I said, the whole everything going hand in hand.
Lyrics to the ass in the space, man. Why don't you spit them lyrics, man? Instead of worry about my bitch, worry about your wallet.
Yeah, that's what I said. Y'all should have listened to the lyrics. I said y'all worried about my bitch. Y'all should be worried about what the fuck the guy got your fucking wallet, nigga. The fuck.
And it's funny because these are the same people that say don't get sensitive. It's just Twitter. Meanwhile, one or two people get emotional. We have to have a literal CNN level summit where nothing gets accomplished. Like I said, man, it just in business, in law, wherever I find myself, y'all, I'm sorry, but y'all are done. Like you, your families. If I'm in a position to assist you, I'm not going to assist you. And if I'm in a position to make your life a little bit more inconvenient, or better yet, worse, I'm going to take the opportunity. It's terrible.
And hey, I gotta agree with one of them trolls sending a message saying that you look like Gary Antoine. I can't lie, Art, man. Y'all kind of resemble, man.
Honestly, I got an afro.
Yeah, with the afro. Yeah.
And also because I think Gary Antoine wears glasses.
Yeah, he does. He does outside the ring, but and his afro is a little bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he needs to line that.
Bigger.
Yeah, he need to line that motherfucker up.
Yeah,
he definitely do.
Need to get that down to the Sugar Ray Leonard level.
I think he liked it like that. You need to go ahead and just do it.
Yeah.
Shit, my shit's at Sugar Ray Leonard length, and I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it cut the hell off, but I keep getting snowed in on the damn weekend.
Man, now look, that's one thing that I had an issue with. Moving from North Carolina in the DMV area, man, and that was getting a haircut, bro. I ain't gonna
Oh,
lie, man.
what was
It
wrong with
was
the
like,
haircut situation?
I mean, it was like I couldn't find a barber, man, that could do edge ups good because
Oh fuck.
you got to think this is an apprentice state, so it ain't like they have to go through the board. Now, some of them do, and that's who I'll be searching for, the ones that went through a board, because unless I seen them cut some hair, you know
That's
what I'm
not.
saying?
That's not. I'm in Arlington, Virginia, so I'm right next to
Yeah,
the
but
DC.
I ain't talking
So I
about
know.
Arlington. I ain't went to the VA. I haven't even went to DC. I'm talking about from the Baltimore up through Upper Marlboro area. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
Yeah, I ain't went to DC or to Arlington, but if you around that area, you'll know what I'm talking about, man. Like that edge up, you know what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
stuff is unreal, man. I had
And
Yeah.
issues, like
Thank God
real
my pop's a
issues.
barber.
Mm-hmm.
And I
So
find it hilarious how like people like if you're saying anything that they think affronts a geographic area, I'm like, bro, get off of that, honestly. Because like I'm from California. California is the butt of every joke around the country. Do you think I'm gonna be like, hey man, don't you be talking about California? That's where I'm from. No, nobody gives a
bro,
fuck.
these niggas be like, oh Minnesota, nigga, I don't own a piece of property out here, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Talk about it. I don't give a damn.
Right.
Yeah, like it's just
California got some really good restaurants though. Like
oh
probably the best restaurants. I ain't gonna lie, I
outside
haven't found a better place that got better restaurants.
in
Yeah.
my well, you in Fresno,
Mm.
you in Fresno, Midwest. Don't do that. You ain't nothing in Fresno, bro.
Look,
Don't
I'm
do
keep it
that.
100 with y'all. Look, I'm gonna keep
My
it 100
thing
with
is,
y'all.
Don't
I
do that.
told
Don't do
bro,
that.
I
Don't
went
do
to
I ain't
that.
Cali.
even gonna cap,
I went
yo.
I
to
ain't gonna
Cali.
lie.
Look,
California got the best
The
food.
Midwest,
I
got
went
the
to
best
Cali,
food.
bro. I went to Cali, bro. The food
Well, if you're
is
talking
not what y'all
barbecue, then
niggas
of
saying it
course.
is, bro. That shit was like, what? I went to the taco spot on Venice Beach called Red Tacos because everybody was like, oh, looked up the Google reviews, 5 stars on that shit. Man, I
Oh,
ate that
come
shit. That
on,
shit was bland as fuck. I said, bro,
bro.
what the fuck?
You went to Venice Beach. That's corporate white people Mexican. Like I said, you got to go to a place where you can get shot to get some good Mexican food.
Bro, I was just like, hell
You
to
you
the
you went to the
Yo, the San
wealthiest.
Diego area, LA area,
I was
food's
on. I
bomb.
literally had a hotel on Venice Beach.
That's what you went to like the richest area possible. Nigga, you got to go inland where there's actual like legitimate Mexican population. You went to where all the white people live. Talking about, oh, let me get some
Yeah,
Mexican food.
did you have coleslaw on your taco?
Nah, it was one of those those little dip tacos.
Yeah, see,
Oh, you
you
ain't
ain't
getting no
getting
real
on.
taco.
Nigga,
Yeah,
I looked at
exactly.
that shit was so
Dipping that
bland.
shit in motor oil. You gotta dip
Right,
it in
what
motor
we talking
oil.
about? What we talking about?
Ain't no real taco.
Bro,
Right. He's like, oh, I went to Beverly Hills for some Mexican food. Like, man, the fuck?
nah, nigga, I was just sitting there
I
like,
ain't gonna lie.
what the
California got
fuck?
the worst pizza I've ever had.
That's
Oh
fine.
yeah,
That's not
yeah.
our
But you gotta go to the
specialty.
north. You gotta come to the east, man,
Yeah,
for the pizza, man.
Yeah,
go
but I
to
That's
tell
what
you
I
the
heard.
this: when it
go
The
comes
to
to
the
northeast specifically.
when it comes to Chinese food and Mexican food, California destroys the rest of this country. And I traveled this motherfucker. It destroy Chinese food and Mexican food in California destroys everybody.
I mean, I wasn't going
Everybody.
out there looking for Chinese food. I was just going out there looking for good food at all. But I did have some good.
Yeah.
The best food I probably had out there was this little spot on Venice Beach. They had like some Peruvian chicken. That shit was fucking good as shit. I was like, maybe
Venice
I was high
Beach.
as hell, but I was like, man, that chicken was
Now,
smacking.
now
Best
Venice
chicken I
Beach is
had was that
in
chicken
what
bar.
county
Huh?
in California now?
I was
It's
on Venice Beach.
it's in I think it's in Orange County technically. So
Okay,
it's not like it's not like LA or LA County. I
got
think it's in Orange
So
County.
what part is that Beehive Venice Beach? That's LA, right?
Well, I think I believe it's Orange
It's
County.
close by.
I think
I'm
because
looking.
that's where I was literally on the beach next to the pier. So it was like the Santa
Shit
Okay,
Monica.
was
no, no,
blue
no,
day.
no. It is LA. It is LA County. But like I said, you were on the beach where it's a very wealthy part. You get looking for like ethnic food. Venice Beach is white folks.
Look, this is what I said, but I said, man, these are some different homeless people because these niggas got a smile on their face.
it.
I swear, I
That's
said, boy, I love to be homeless out here. These niggas do a little trick. They have whole tents on the beach, bro. Like I'm like, yo, wow,
that's because the checks they get every month are big.
Really?
Yeah, every month I think that the because I studied it at one point, the LA homeless population. I do some projects for school, and I think that the standard compensation package, the lowest one, if you're a single male with no children, is probably like 800-900 a month.
Really?
So for a homeless person, that's good money. You're not doing anything for it.
You're not doing. Look, and you really have literally have a tent. It's not like, bro, you can't be homeless in Minnesota, nigga. You'll die.
Yeah, you'll
Literally,
freeze to death.
you'll fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Like my car is
So
covered in snow right now. It's
yeah.
fucking buried. I gotta go dig that bitch out.
So the fact that niggas was in
It'll
California,
melt.
they had they had little tents right on Venice Beach. I'm talking about all they had to do was just do a little trick and just they can go buy them some weed and some food and go right back to their tent and chill.
And yep, and not only that, the like when you out there in LA, like all the gang members, they take care of the homeless people and stuff like that. A lot of people don't like to speak on that. The gang members really take care of the homeless people. Like I was out there, this dude, he was claiming he was homeless. This nigga had on like every time I saw him like 3 times. He had on fresh pair of shoes, and dressed down. I'm like, you ain't homeless. Look at you, way you dressed. He's not.
I
The
know
gang members
niggas
be
going.
hooking me up and
A
shit like
nigga,
that.
I seen a nigga pull up. His friend dropped him off in the Benz. This nigga pull out a guitar and he out there singing, uh, singing them damn hums and shit. And motherfuckers putting money in the hat. I said, this motherfucker right here. My girl talking about she want to put some money in that hat. I said, well, let's get the hell off. I just seen this nigga come out of fucking Benz.
And also,
Arizona, they got some nice food too. Arizona got some nice food.
only Arizona food I had was Waffle House. I only
Wow.
yeah, I only went
I
went
like
over.
the tree in California though. That was some good tree.
Oh, Southern California
Oh
weed is trash.
yeah. I keep trying to
I
tell
ain't
my
gonna
folks
lie.
like you get your weed delivered to you in California.
Me. They fooled me because I got some tree on the strip on Venice Beach, thinking it was gonna be A1. That shit was like, what?
Yeah.
Out
Southern,
here,
so,
and then I went to this store, this white store, like down the street. Nigga had security in that bitch. You had to give them your ID when you walk in. And it was just, I was like, yo.
Hey, do you see them scores 89, 82? I don't see it as that wide of a score, man.
who you got winning? Because I got Robson winning.
Yeah, I got Robinson winning by like 1 or 2 points. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got the volume up. So I ain't listening. I'm just talking and watching the fight, and I have yet to hear what they saying is going on. But like now, I'm gonna say this: sometimes these guys be having these fights so wide, and then when you watching the fight and you ain't listening to their commentary, you know what I'm saying? And then when they're gonna act like it was the biggest robbery ever in the history of boxing, but you know what I'm saying?
Every round for Kasekio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I don't have it like that.
Yeah, I think the last 2 rounds he been whooping ass, but those middle rounds were like, yeah, it's back and forth. But I got Robson winning though. He put in work to win. This other dude just stopped. This other dude stopped coming forward.
I ain't gonna lie, this fight not even keep catching my eye.
Like,
but no, for the best weed in California is in the north. Like I lived in the south. I went to school in the north, and yeah, the Southern California weed is trash because most of it is imported from Mexico. And I mean, Mexican.
Hold on, when you start smoking?
Me?
Yeah. How old are you?
Oh, I'm
27.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, who you talking? You talking to me or D-High?
Yeah, D-High, because he talking about he talking about he's comparing the South. He's like, I started smoking weed.
I was 18, and that's because I went to college in Northern California, so it was a big ass difference. Like I tried the weed in Northern California, and I was like, oh man, this shit was great. I came down to Southern California after I got finished and tried to do it, and I was like, oh, this is not as even. This ain't even as good. God damn.
Yeah, okay.
Nah,
I mean the Cali. I mean, I smoke weed. I smoke bud on the East Coast. That Cali is a whole nother level, man. Like that's.
I've been smoking since
paranoid.
Let's just say I've been rolling them before I was old enough.
I don't even smoke weed currently. I don't think I've smoked weed in like 4 or 5 years. But I like when I was in college.
About that.
Well, when I was in college, it was just free. Like you could get it anywhere. That's why I was like, oh, okay, fuck, I'm gonna take advantage. But now I ain't gonna pay for it.
Hey, look, you know some dumb shit I did when I went to California? My dumb ass bought some moon rock, thinking, oh, you could just roll that shit up how it is. Nigga, I didn't know you were supposed to sprinkle that shit on some other weed. My dumb ass, I went back to the fucking shop. I'm like, let me buy some more. I tried to roll that shit up. It wasn't in. She was like, did you really just try to smoke that shit? I'm like, yeah. The fuck you think I buy it for? Literally. And I'm like, why you looking at me crazy, bitch? What the fuck? No,
Oh shit!
no, that. But then I ended up bumping into the store and got this shit called cereal milk. Oh my god, that shit had me gone, nigga. I spent like all my fucking money in that store. Just chilling. But I went to Vegas, man. I had some weed from Vegas. It was, I don't know, it wasn't all that. Not at all. Have y'all been to Vegas?
Yeah, I've been to Vegas, but I ain't do no drugs out there. I was, I was like eating.
I just watched the fight
drugs,
out
man.
there.
You can't call weed drugs.
Yeah, I don't consider it a drug because I bought it from a store.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to be like, don't do drugs, kids. I was just saying, like, I didn't get into no. Yeah, no, stop it. Come on. Like, I just happened to not be able to do any while I was out there. So I just, I had some like
drugs
expensive.
got a bad rep though, right? We can
okay, fine.
Drugs got a bad rep. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
drugs are
term,
drugs are medicinal.
Yeah,
Come
I wasn't
on now.
like Artman buying drugs. I'm like, god damn.
People forget that Coke used to be over the counter for aches and pains. Come on now.
Yeah, I know. We just fuck with you. Yeah.
But what it means now, is totally different from what it mean in the back in the day. Like people used to say, well, it used to be able to get like heroin delivered to your doorstep. You know what I mean? Like you had Coke and Coca-Cola, like.
Yeah, motherfucker be forgetting. But
now with commercials with polar bears, you know what I mean? Like,
but because of what Artman had to experience today, we gotta keep it PG. Be like, oh my god, you hear this? Artman saying kids should do drugs.
Do you hear what he's saying? Under my picture, my legal owned gun, talking about saying you can't smoke weed and have drugs. I'm like, bro, call the fucking police, please. Jeez, at this point, shut the fuck up.
What the hell?
When people start to say he's like, so and so with slap man, they were crazy with that joke.
Ivan Baranchik is watching this fight. I'm like, nigga, who do you plan on fight? You need to retire.
I see now. He's still alive.
Bro, literally in his last fight, the commentators said he needs to consider retirement. Right. They literally said that.
See, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Now, I heard one of the judges scored a fight 190, where Concepcion almost got knocked down in that round. Yeah, that was a makeup. Top Rank said, hey, we got to make this up to him. He won the fight, but not 190.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah, he got that fight. Yeah, okay. At least I'm glad Top Rank is doing right by him for trying to sacrifice his ass.
Yeah.
Even though he can't punch for shit. I'm sorry, I'm keep it real. You better keep your ass at Top Rank and make this money because like if you go up to the PBC, that's your ass, boy.
Yeah.
You can't punch. You can't hurt nobody.
Gonna put you in there with a killer.
Yeah, like that. Like for example, that same left hook that Martinez had his ass on skates with from like someone like Colbert drops his ass.
Hey, look, guys, I'm gonna go ahead, man.
All right, you have a good one, Julius.
All right, I'll talk to y'all.
All
right, later.
Oh Lord, and I was so busy trying to fucking get my shit together with my Twitter after the spaces. I done fucked around and missed a lot of the damn fights on both cards. Fucking with these motherfuckers, man.
I was watching. Actually, I was on like the Twitter space was happening. I was on ESPN3 watching the fights too.
I was too until
it was all knockouts to the heavyweights for like Shaw was. I don't know, like he wasn't even going for the knockout, man. The guy's been knocked out 9 times, bro. He's trying to like outbox him. I'm like,
yeah, I heard Shaw. I watched some of the fight, and it was weird how they gave him the knockout. Like they just. His corner called it off, and I'm like, that seemed like an inside situation. Like, okay, we need him to get a knockout on his debut, so let's go ahead.
Yeah, but the only knockout didn't have. I mean, the only knockout was the women.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. The Puerto Rican. I mean, she just outboxed the girl.
Well, I only saw the first half because, like I said, I was fucking with my phone trying to get the damn Twitter Spaces to work because it kept like it was funny because as I kept trying to like request to be a speaker and going like no one dropped me, my Twitter app just kept saying app not responding, and then after like 30 minutes of trying, I just took it as a sign from God. I was like, you know what, you're right. It's Saturday. They're literally not even talking about me. Like most of the shit that was said wasn't even about me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm gonna chill out, hang out with my woman, do whatever I'm doing. Because I don't know, bro.
They was snapping on there.
Yeah, that shit was just, and like I said, it's just a terrible example of what we gotta deal with, and this is, it's unfortunate, but all your favorite fighters, all your favorite rappers, all your favorite business people, all your favorite successful black people, what's the first thing they do when they get money? They leave
Move away.
and they
Yeah,
never come back.
yeah.
This is a shining example of why. Can't
I
be
think
around
big.
y'all.
I think the big reason is they'll probably get robbed. Like people try to rob them. Try and get away from the gang activity. I
That's what I'm saying.
guess. You
That's
know
what I'm
that.
saying. Like the point is that it's your own people. It's not
Yeah,
white people. It's not people that hate black. It's other black people, literally.
yeah. I think like when you're young, and you don't have any responsibilities. All that crime and all that stuff like doesn't matter. It's when you get money. It's like, yeah, you know what? We probably need a fence around this area. It need to be cleaned up. You know what I mean? We do need locks and all that kind of stuff. You get older, you get kids and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, hey, come on, that nonsense needs to stop, man. Why does this keep happening? Yeah, I don't have time to deal with that. I'm supporting so like you know what I mean? Like so
Is and,
I
and it's
get it,
nuts.
man. Get it.
When I was in college, I just finished explaining the story to my girl too because it's a very seminal moment for me. When I was in college, this person was arguing me about W.E.B. Du Bois' talented tenth theory. Like he was arguing with me. He said that it's only going to be a talented tenth of black people that can actually uplift us all and save us. That's why our job is so hard. I disagree with him so much. I said no. How dare you imply that only 10% of us have the skills, have the intelligence, have the wherewithal to achieve success and pull us up as a whole? And I had that conversation in undergrad, and that was probably like 5, 6 years ago. And I had this conversation publicly, like in a debate, like I was passionate. I was completely and utterly fucking wrong.
Hmm.
I was completely fucking wrong.
I think the
WB.
mis-
Oh, go ahead,
Oh,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think the mistake is like when you have different races going against black people. I think like us as black people, some black people or whatever, we think like all black people in the entire world and that stuff like that when they say something like that. And I mean that's just my opinion and stuff like that. And we kind of just really take it personal. And people, you know what I mean? Like, um, but my bad. I'm sorry to stop you. Finish.
No, no, I completely understand, and I'm not even talking about what happened today. Today was just a mere confirmation. I'm talking about my life experiences since that conversation. Like when dude was coming at me about insulting the DMV, and I'm like, I wasn't insulting the DMV. All I said was that my experience with my people in the DMV has been terrible. That's not
Mm,
only in Twitter, but in real fucking life. It's
mm,
awful. I
yeah,
literally, I literally walk in the fucking Waffle House, and the white people treat me better than the black people. Why the fuck is that?
yeah, yeah.
That's all I was trying to say.
Uh,
But of course, he couldn't wrap. I don't know. Like he couldn't wrap his head around that. He was just focused on like what I was saying with the DMV, and I'm like, dude, even if I was shitting on the DMV, what about it? Like I wasn't. I wasn't because I chose to move here specifically so I could be around more of my people, which I'm kind of semi regretting now. I moved here specifically for that purpose, and I'm just like, dude, even if I was like shitting on the DMV, like what about it? What's gonna happen?
right, right. Like
Nothing.
those
You're
my
gonna
people. Like, yeah, you know
yeah.
what I mean.
Like
Like,
yeah, it just didn't
well,
make any
hey,
sense. Like,
man.
like I could say, "Oh, this place sucks," and what would you do? You would do nothing. You would just be upset that I said it. Like that's why they were like, "Oh, he's a dirty faced liar." I'm like, "What do I have to lie about? What the fuck are the consequences gonna be?"
So dude was like, "Yeah, what you gonna do, our man? Yeah, yeah, he ain't gonna do." I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. I was treating them motherfuckers. Them niggas is dumb.
Like,
Like real shit. And that's where it got to somebody's like, oh, our man's just trolling. No, I'm not trolling. I'm just laughing at you, stupid niggas sometimes, bro. You funny. Yeah, our man, why would you bring that? And then nigga try to say, you listening to Tariq. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck Tariq gotta do with it?
yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. Like, what even brought Tariq Nasheed into a situation?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, and even this perspective on that, talking about like immigrants or non-immigrants or whatever, what have you, and I'm like, we all have our different perspectives from our lived experiences. Like, you can say whatever you want, but the fact of the matter is that a lot of Americans can say that they've had negative interactions with African that were from Black people that were not African American. And honestly, because the fact of the matter is, this is why Polo got so upset when I was talking about immigrant classes. The fact of the matter is, immigrant individuals that are from places that are not well resourced, they understand power asymmetries. They see who has power. They see the population that has power. So they don't ever want to be at the bottom. They don't ever want to be at the bottom of a power asymmetry because that means you're the losers. And what happens is they see that white folks over here have the power. So who do they try to appease? White people. What are white people? They're anti-black. So what do immigrant classes do? Mimic anti-black behavior for social acceptance. It's that simple. Every group does it, including Black immigrants. So it's an observation. Yeah, but but so-called quote unquote accomplished, highly educated people can't sit down and have that fucking conversation. Got to scream and call each other hippos and shit. Ugh, but whatever. Like, it's just a grim reminder of what's out there and what's become of us. And I was talking to my mom. I was talking to my mom about this shit, and I'm like, if we keep fucking around in like 2 or 3 generations, like African American descendants of slaves, we're gonna be fucking extinct.
Seriously.
Like if we no like for real like if we take into account incarceration, especially black male incarceration, black male life expectancy, rate of interracial marriage, gender divides, conflicts, in 2 or 3 generations we are going to be gone.
But that behavior is accepted in our culture, though.
That's
You know what
my
I mean? Like,
point.
obviously, you have people. I mean, if you ask anybody, obviously, we have people that are supposed to go to jail because of what they did, and then you have people that don't and that stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, we're talking about a lot of folks are locked up for nonviolent offenses. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, what the like? What you know what I mean? That is hindering. And then, I mean, there's in my opinion, I feel like there's an attack on masculinity
100%.
as well. You know, like, this is a totally different generation, our generation. You know what I mean? When it comes to being, marriage or raising your kids and that stuff like that. You know what I mean? We're not going for that. You know what I mean? We're not
Nope.
going to hear, like, you know what I mean? The WIC program hit our community, and I couldn't be around my son. Like, we not going for that. We ain't going for that. Like, ain't nothing
Nope.
going. Like, nothing. Like, it's not happening. That stuff. So, it's a totally different mindset with our generation. But you do have that side where um shit is just ghetto, man. Like, like, we can't have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
what is so hard with having an adult conversation? Why do you
That's
have to?
not that's not
You know what I'm
exciting.
saying?
That doesn't drive traffic. That doesn't get you any attention. You talking like a level-headed fucking human being gets you
Right.
ridiculed. The
The
same
meaning
people
of
that
the
are
minds. Like,
yeah,
what is so threatening about that? The meaning of the minds. Like,
right. The same people that are talking, the importance of professionalism and the importance of maturity and adulthood are sitting back while people are screaming expletives, talking about bitch ass this and bitch ass that, and you're a FAG and all that. I'm like, okay, so professionalism, adulthood, where is that lecture? Oh, they
yeah,
don't get that? Okay, great. It just didn't make any sense. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Like I said, bro, I'm good. And the worst thing is, like what you said about the younger generations is on point. When younger black people, like Generation Z black people, they're not going for any of this. They're just like, fuck y'all. I'm going to go. I'm going to
You're not
go
gonna disrespect me.
Yeah. Like without disrespecting, they're just like, I'm gonna go hang out and have sex with the people that like me and care about me. And if they happen to not be black, okay, I don't care. The new generation does not give a fuck. They're like, bye.
That
Like, yeah.
like that whole aggressive, do what I say, right? Not what I do mentality is
It's
done.
done.
Like, it's done. Like you're not. No, man.
And honestly, the sad part is I can't even criticize because black male life is already hard as hell as it is. We have to deal with so many stresses. We don't need that shit inside the home, and we don't need this shit inside our social circles.
Right.
So it's like if y'all don't like me, if I'm such a piece of shit, why would you get mad if I hung out with all white people or all non-black people? Like, why would that bother you? You guys don't like me.
Exactly.
So basically, the long story short is you're just supposed to die and be unhappy. That's it. That's the goal. As a black male, you're supposed to die and be unhappy unless you conform to what a certain group says. Which fuck that. That whole thing was supposed to be about showing our lack of masculinity when it was really an attack on it. One group that's quote unquote not masculine can go ahead and say whatever, and everyone that is quote unquote masculine has to show their masculinity by bending to their will.
Right.
But we're the bitches? Okay.
Yeah. What's
I'm
cringe? Like what I cringe at is when you have dudes that's from the streets and that stuff like that, and they're holding they have podcasts, and then like you have someone that's well spoken and stuff, and telling them what they wouldn't do. Like, yeah, nah, I wouldn't. Nah, that's not mine. You know what I mean? Like they're like trying to push you to like to think that way. Like, what are you talking about? You're wrong for thinking that way. Like, no, like I'd rather not go head to head. I'd rather go around it. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, really thinking. Like, like for some people, critical thinking is missing. Like, you don't have to critically think. Like, it doesn't. No, you didn't. You weren't even raised to critically think. It wasn't something that was in your household or anything like that. Like, people just baked you up
Hey,
for who you
yo.
were. Like, yo, you good.
Right.
Hey, I gotta cut the live off. I'm about to dip out.
All right, for sure. All right, well,
All right,
you know.
We gonna run this shit back tomorrow or some shit.
All right.
All right, man. Y'all be safe.
Hopefully we get a
Yeah,
y'all have a good one.
Canelo and Valdez and them shit, man. Fuck.
I'll hope to see.
Fights or something.
I hope to see a Macabooty tweet soon.
He said he gonna be like, I am ready for Canelo.
Yeah. All
Bring
right.
him
Have a
on
good night,
Cinco
man.
de Mayo. I'm ready for it. Yeah, we know.
Yeah. All right, later, man.
Everybody in the village got to eat. But all right.
All right, peace.